Hello, this is Randy from Harmon Outdoors. This video is going to be a little bit different than all the other videos I've done so far. This one is going to be a documentary. 10 days ago, I had a back fusion done on my L4-L5 disc. So I want to do a week-by-week documentary explaining what I personally am going through. The final part to this video will be when my doctor says that I can fire up a chainsaw. But first of all, let's go back. I've had back issues going back probably 30 years now. But I have never ever missed not one day of work because of having back issues. I have a high tolerance for pain. So that has worked in my favor. But I do different exercises all the time throughout my entire life, and that has helped as well. But I had an MRI done back a little over about a year and a half now, almost 2 years ago. And it showed that I had a bulging discs on my L3, L4, L5. So the first thing the doctor wanted to do after physical therapy, which I did and didn't do absolutely nothing, said, let's do an epidural. Again, that was an outpatient. My wife had to drive me, and I had the epidural done, and that only lasted for a couple months, and that didn't work as well. So then the doctor wanted to do a laminectomy, and that's where they'll go in and trim around the cushion part in your vertebrae. If any bulging disc was there, they would trim it. So the doctor went ahead and did that, as well as I had terrible problems with my sciatic nerve. So he went ahead on the sides and honed out to give my nerves more room to go back and forth down to my legs, because I always had tingling going down my legs, mainly my left-hand side, and I would have terrible numbness on my left side, and eventually it started going to my right side as well. So I had that done, and immediately I felt wonderful. And so that worked out great for about 8 months. And I started having the pain again. And I said, what is going on? This is unbelievable. So then they went ahead and did another MRI. It noticed that my nerves going back and forth, that looked great. Nice wide open space for all my nerves to go through. My sciatic was doing wonderful. Didn't have any issues with that. My L3, where they trimmed around the disc, that looked great as well. But I had a bulging again on my L4, L5. So that was a little bit disappointing. So both when I had the laminectomy, I was off for 6 weeks, and I was on restrictions, of course, when I had that surgery done. So now I had to have a fusion. So I had a fusion on my L4, L5. This was a stay that could have lasted 4 days, but it lasted just 1 day, because then there was 4 things that I had to complete in order to go home. First thing I had to do after the surgery, actually it was the next morning, I had to be able to walk on my own. So I was able to do that, and that worked out fine. The second thing is I had to have a bowel movement, which we can check that off the list. That also worked out fine. And because I have a few stairs going up to my house, I had to then prove to them I could walk upstairs. So inside the hospital, they had a little sports area with some stairs that you can walk up and down. So I went ahead and did that without any issues. The last thing I had to be able to prove to them by 2 different physical therapists. They evaluated me, and I had to prove to them that I could do all these things and that I could do it without being monitored. So I was able to do that, and I was able to go home. And I actually felt great the day I went home, which was the next day, but I still had that nerve block. And I'm telling you right now, once that nerve block wore off, I have never felt more pain in my entire life. It was so bad, it was right in that in between standing up and sitting down. It was like a lightning bolt just shooting through my body. It hurt so bad. And then I couldn't be comfortable. I couldn't sit very long, so then I would have the pain to stand. I couldn't stand very long because of the surgery, so I would have to sit. I couldn't lay very long because then the pain would come back. My wife kept every hour for the first 2 days. She had to give me ice packs to put underneath my right thigh or left thigh to be able to keep the pain down. So for the first 2 days, I was playing with both heat and cold to find out what was more comfortable. At first, actually the heat felt better, but then I realized the cold packs, ice packs, became my best friend. So the first 3 days was probably the worst of my life, as far as I've never felt pain like that before. So now I'm into day 5 and 6, and I started telling myself I was still on the opioids, and of course you get side effects from them. You get blocked up, you start feeling woozy and just not right. And I'm not one, like I said, I'd rather take pain than to be on meds. So I think it was the 5th day, I went ahead and totally stopped all pain pills, completely stopped. And I actually started feeling a little bit better. But I still had that aches and pains on my left side, pretty much like all the time, and all the time even right now. This is 7 days after the operation. So yesterday was my 6th day. Yes, it was actually doing pretty good. I'm kind of finding every day is getting a little bit better than the day before. Unlike when I hit like day 4, it felt like I was okay, but I almost took a step back a little bit that evening, that night. The pain was coming back. But again, I stayed off of all meds completely. So I'm into day 7 now, and I could get up and walk maybe 100 yards and walk 100 yards back. I try to stay up for about an hour, maybe lay down for a half hour, something like that. Later in the afternoon, I find myself laying down for probably 2 hours, 2.5 hours, getting up and sitting in a chair, but trying to go outside and walk as much as I possibly can. Now, with that, meaning I'll go out and walk for 20 yards, stop, look around. I have a walking stick that I use. Then I'll go out a little bit further, 50 yards up to 100 yards total, and then be able to walk back to the house. So that's where I'm at right now. The pain level at this moment out of 1 to 10 is about a 5. But again, I accept pain pretty decent. I'm trying as hard as I can not to go back on any medication. I do take a muscle relaxer every now and then. I'm not taking any more stool softeners. I don't need them at all. But I want to do, again, a week-by-week documentary, totally just dealing with what I personally am going through, having the L4-L5 fusion on my back. So again, this is Randy from Harmon Outdoors, and I'll get back to you next week. Hello again. This is Randy from Harmon Outdoors. I was going to let you know what's going on this week. As of May 28th, I had a fusion done on my L4-L5 on my vertebrae. And this is now exactly the second week. Just a recap, last week was probably the worst week I've ever had in pain in my entire life. This entire week I've gone without any pain pills. So I actually feel good. The pain is kind of just like a dull pain right now. It maintains about between a 4 and a 5. I'm able to walk a good 100 yards down my driveway and walk back. I do that probably 2 or 3 times a day. And as far as getting up and sitting down, that's gotten 100% better. Well, I shouldn't say quite 100% better. I still feel it. I feel it mainly on my left-hand side. It's kind of a dull pain getting up or sitting down. And when I'm laying on my back or on my side in bed, it kind of maintains about a 5, which for me, that's tolerable. I could still sleep, which I try and sleep maybe 2 hours at a time. I'll get up, walk for a couple minutes, go and lay down again. This is at night, so I'm pretty much getting a full night's sleep. But that's pretty much it. Like I said, I'm hoping the pain will totally be gone on my left-hand side. My right side is doing wonderful. So far, the surgery has been a success. My wife went ahead and made my 4-week appointment this morning, which will be towards the end of June. She tried to get me to see if the doctor and nurse would let me drive myself, which I really don't think that there would be an issue, but they said absolutely not. Right now is a very critical time in the healing process when you have a fusion done. So my wife will be driving me at things like 6 in the morning. I think my appointment's at 8 o'clock in the morning at the end of the month. But again, I just want to give you a quick update, give you my perspective of what is going on with my body, having a fusion done on my L4-L5. So again, I'll see everybody next week. All right, this is week 3 of having the fusion done on my L4-L5 disc. I felt pretty good so far all this week, and I have just a little bit of soreness on my left-hand side. The where all the stitches are is starting to stretch, if you will, from the healing process. None of the stitches are going to be removed. They're all stitched where they'll just dissolve. But I feel pretty good. Again, I'm still on, to me, awful restrictions. I can't drive. All I can do is walk, 100 yards back and forth around the house. I can't really even leave the house. And my wife definitely makes sure I don't. So I'm looking forward to next week. I will be seeing my doctor next Wednesday, and hopefully he could remove some of the restrictions, give me some exercises. I feel like my body is ready to start going forward with the healing process. But I think this was a very good move on my part to have the fusion done. I had, like I said, so many other things that I've done so far that have not worked to my satisfaction. I'm a person who is very physical. I do a lot of stuff outside, and I'm ready to get back to work. So again, this is the third week. Everything is going fine. I'm getting up and down very comfortably. Sleeping has been going well. I really don't have any backaches per se except from the healing process, but that's normal. So again, I can't wait to talk to all of you next Wednesday after I leave the doctor's office to give you what his feelings are about my healing process, what restrictions I can come off of, and start exercising. So I can't wait to next week, and I'll see you all then. Well, I'm at the 4-week mark. I'm here at the doctor's office. They said everything looks good as far as the stitches go. I could start getting back into cutting the grass, doing some light lifting up to like maybe 15 pounds up until another 6 weeks from today. So that'll be 9 weeks total, and then I should be able to start lifting more, 40 pounds, 50 pounds, and but the doctor said everything looks good. The scar is healing up wonderfully. So as soon as I get home, I'll be firing up that lawnmower and starting to cut some grass. So thanks for everybody. We'll be seeing you very soon. Bye-bye.
Okay, I have a present for you. Here's your truck keys back.
Look at this. I finally get to drive again after 4 weeks.
Woohoo!
Well, it's hard to believe that we're already into week 5 of having my back fused together. I feel actually very well. Still a little tightness on my back. It's about 8 inches long, and they're stitches that will dissolve. There's no staples or nothing that they need to take out. I could still only lift about 15 to 20 pounds at the most right now. The doctor said every week, try to do a little bit more, build yourself up. Don't just jump up to lift 80 pounds one afternoon. So kind of a gradual, working up to doing more exercising my body. But it's been a good week. Next week will be my 6th week, and I'm very excited because we'll be ending this video by me firing up a steel chainsaw. So that'll be an exciting time. Then the week after that, I'll be starting back at work. So we'll, as I start back, I need to gradually get back into it. There's no physical restrictions, although I have to be smart and not do any weird twisting for several weeks until my body is up to near perfect. I think it's in 6 more weeks I go back to the doctor. They'll do x-rays just to make sure that the screws and the plates and everything is healing good and that there isn't any issues. So again, I know this is going to be just a quick short video, but again, this is week number 5, and I'm very excited for week number 6. Well, we finally have hit week number 6. Let me just mention briefly why I wanted to do this little documentary. Before I had the surgery done, I went on YouTube to try and see how somebody else, what they went through. And all I kept getting were doctors that would explain the process of the surgery and a couple things to expect. But I wanted to hear from somebody themselves that actually is going through this. So we are at week number 6. Next week, I will be going back to work. I feel good. I'm able to cut the grass on a riding lawnmower right now. I really haven't used a weed eater or anything yet because I don't want to get that side-to-side motion just yet. But I really feel good. I hope this is gonna last for many, many years. But I'll go ahead right now. We will start the chainsaw, and that will end this documentary. And here we go. I do have a steel chainsaw. Let's see if it'll start.